No rate increases coming for Central Alabama water customers, at least not this year. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Carla Wade. The board met today and approved revised budgets for 2026. This comes after more than 100 people were terminated from the water company just last week. But that meeting today didn't come without theatrics.
We have team coverage. Zoe Blair was outside with people who weren't allowed into the public meeting, but we start with Michael Higdon, who was inside. Did they talk about their priorities with this new budget, Michael?
Well, this new budget was reduced by more than half, with a good chunk of money going toward repairs and replacing old pipes across the system. In addition, they're allotting more than $4 million to be put toward stopping water loss and finding leaks across the system. In fact, in 2024, more than 53% of treated water was actually not billed to customers. They're also working to replace commercial meters across the utility. The Lake Purdy Dam project and water treatment and pumping round out the top 3 categories in terms of spending this year. The reduction in the budget also comes, though, as 225 positions were eliminated, freeing up more than $11 million. At the end of the meeting, another item was added to the agenda just last minute, an ordinance that essentially gives the CEO all of the power in decision making. Representative Wandalyn Gavan says it's absurd.
What we just witnessed here is that this board literally passed a resolution that said their CEO has all power. There's no need for this board. There's no need if he can make policy. I've never heard of such, and especially not with a public utility. So you say that this man can come in here and do whatever he wants.
Well, I talked with Representative David Standridge, who's on CAW's board and one of 4 people who voted yes to that ordinance. He says he supported it because it affirms the authority given to the CEO by state law. Now, we mentioned the drama around this meeting. Representative Gavan initially wasn't even allowed into the meeting itself, and those from the public who showed up were also not allowed in, as all 24 seats were already taken. Our Zoe Blair was outside when all of this happened. And Zoe, what was their reaction to being refused entry?
Well, Michael, demonstrators tell me they're angry. Some of them showing up more than an hour before the meeting began just to make sure they got a seat, but they were still turned away. Many of the dozens of folks hoping to get in were part of the 135 Central Alabama water employees who were laid off 1 week ago today. You can see they protested not being allowed in, and after the meeting, they waited by the gates where board members would leave the property, hoping to have their voices heard. County Commissioner Sheila Tyson was the only member of the board of directors to take the time to get out of her car and hear their concerns. Protester and former water board employee Charles Lomax says the continued lack of transparency is only making those concerns grow.
This is a public utility, which means although I used to work here, but I still pay a water bill here. So I should be privy to that meeting. That's not a privilege. That meeting is not privilege. That meeting is my right. I pay a bill and I deserve to be in there.
Like I said, Commissioner Sheila Tyson was the only member of the board of directors to get out and speak to those protesters today. Hear what she has to say about today's events coming up at 5 o'clock. For now, live in Birmingham, Zoe Blair, WVTM 13.
Zoe, thanks. We have the full budget breakdown for you online. Check it out on WVTM13.com.